morning on Sundays between 4:30 and 5 when the city streets of Tokyo are dead. It's like a ghost town here. This is central Ginza. There's nobody here. Well, they are, but they're inside hiding from the possible zombie Sunday apocalypse. Hi, I'm John. I'm on the run. But seriously though, I'm completely jet lagged, and there is this moment in the city for real where it's just kind of surreal. You don't have a feeling that anybody is awake yet because of course it's Sunday. Summer in Japan is so hot. It is already the zombie, the Walking Dead also ride motorcycles, or is that one of the living? These people are the living. I watch too much TV. But in the summer, the sun comes up at a ridiculous 4:30 in July, and it's in the beginning of August, and it's still close to that time where everybody gets up, where the sun gets up at like early 4, and that is why that's why this is called the land of the rising sun, because the sun comes up at like 4. It's ridiculous. But you do get these side streets here in Ginza, which are really quiet. That's quiet right now. Let us get away from possible zombies. We'll just walk faster, because we just don't know for sure. Sometimes the zombies are sometimes the humans are more dangerous than the zombies. What am I saying? You just don't know. Let's get out of here. All right, we're good. Let's get to another alley here. It is hot. Summer is very, very hot. I've got a bag of ammunition. No. This is just my battery. But yeah, I did a video once called 24 Hours at Hachiko Scramble in Shibuya about 6 years ago, and when I started this channel. I literally stayed there all night on Hachiko. And what surprised me was that there are these periods where in a city that is the most crowded in the world and busy, you'll see these places where the alleys are just dead. And that was really surprising to me, that Hachiko, there could be times when nobody crosses. There are times at Hachiko Crossing, arguably the busiest crossing in the entire world, has nobody there. And that was really eerie to me, to stand there in Shibuya and watch as nobody crossed. Check this out. Oh, here it is. Rugby World Cup, everybody. It's making its way. September 20th. Very cool. If there's anybody here to watch it. It's crazy, isn't it? All right, there's a zombie car. All right, it's not always that quiet. I picked probably the worst area, but this is Central Ginza. This is the Tokyo building here, the brand new one. In about an hour, it's gonna be really full of people. And right now, not a soul. It's just eerie. That intersection up there, and you can see the sun starting to come up in Tokyo. The intersection is also one of the busiest in Japan. It's really, really, a lot of people crossing. It's a green light, do you see that? Not one person is crossing. What is wrong with Zombie Town? Now, the city of Tokyo in the wintertime, I'm sweating. I'm sweating because it's 4:45 a.m. and it's like 28, 29, 30 degrees Celsius, but the humidity is like 100%. It's hard to even breathe in Tokyo in this time of year at 4:45. That's scary. It's like I'm breathing soup. And if you're coming to Japan in the summer, bring a lot of changes of t-shirt or some laundry detergent, because you're going to be doing a lot of laundry, washing out the sweat. All right, I'm going to go down this alley here. Did you hear that? Oh, check this out. Check this out. Do you see in here? This is one of the most famous schools in Japan. This is the Taimei Elementary School, and they're required to wear Armani suits, which costs $700. They're elementary school kids. And inside the school, they've set up for the Bon Odori. You can see already the decorations are up and they're ready for a night of partying. But something must have happened last night because there's not a soul here. Not a soul here. Not a soul here. It's a motorbike. Could be somebody trying to get away. If you were to film an episode of Walking Dead in Tokyo, and I wish that they did, this would be the time to do it. Sunday at 4:45. All right, life is starting to wake up. So this whole Walking Dead thing's not working anymore. There are people. There are some people here. Sorry, I had to shut off. The reason why I shut off the live stream is because I wasn't seeing the live stream feed. So I apologize to everybody for that. I'm back. I'm back. Hey, Danny, good morning. Hey, Edo. I see Edo's in the house. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. We had an amazing trip. I am jet lagged. I cannot sleep beyond 4 o'clock. It's awful and it's beautiful at the same time. I've got another idea for tomorrow. If for some reason I cannot sleep tomorrow either, I have another early morning idea to do. It's just one of many. So walking around the Ginza area at Sunday, this is what you kind of see. There's not a lot of people, and I've already seen several. Oh, this is where I was really hoping one day to bring you, but it's under renovations because of the Olympics are coming, so they decided to renovate it. But this was one of the spookiest places and one of the ghost stories of Tokyo. This alleyway underneath the Yamanote line, which will take you all the way to Yurakucho, to Ginza. You can walk underneath it in this corridor, which is really narrow, but filled with restaurants. But at night, it's one of the spookiest places and now under construction. Let's see if we can kind of sneak in there. Do you see in there? It's under construction now. But that place, you could walk underground all the way to Shimbashi, and very few people knew about this. Oh my God. Saturday night was a tough night. You feel like you should do something, but there's nothing you can do.
Hey. Yeah, dude.
It's unusual to see somebody live streaming at 5 a.m. That was crazy. You see a lot of people passed out on Sundays, Sunday mornings as well. I didn't expect it. This is supposed to be part of the zombie experience. Actually, Shibuya might have been a better place to do this live stream. Shibuya might have been better. Or Roppongi for that matter. Thanks, Edo. I'm gonna go get a vending machine drink. I don't think there's much else open. That over there above is the Imperial Hotel where the Queen Elizabeth stayed. They make a big deal out of it. Her menu that she ate that day is still available in the hotel. It's kind of neat to try. One of the chefs, he died several years ago. He was a very famous chef. He was the one who prepared the meal, and his menu is still it's preserved inside the hotel's museum. It's kind of neat. You also see pictures of Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe on honeymoon here. It's kind of like Marilyn Monroe was ahead of the times, huh? Joe DiMaggio. Japan was a popular destination for honeymooners back then. But this hotel, and the tree goes by, this hotel is amazing. The history that it has. All right, here we go. We're in another dead area. I thought that this would be dead, and it is. There's no reason for anybody to be walking around here. And this is a shopping mall to my right and left, a brand new one. Not even the workers or the security guards are here. Jack writes in, start streaking. I probably could, and no one would catch me for a couple of kilometers. And I'd feel cooler, too. Stop giving me ideas, Jack. There's nothing cool about streaking. All right, we're heading towards the Godzilla statue. You see that zombie over there? Is that a zombie? That zombie's wearing heels. Oh, a victim. What? Has he been bitten? I think he's been bitten. All right, get out of here. This here, and actually it is a lovely day to snooze outside. Now this is the Shibuya Midtown, which is right across the street from Shibuya Park. Brand new shopping mall, not a soul. The music is still there, and if I were to raid the city of Tokyo, let's say I needed supplies, I wouldn't be able to get any, weapons or ammunition unless it's a golf club. You could go in here, and I believe there's enough food to last about a couple of weeks. And there's also some famous restaurants here. This one is a 24-hour izakaya, and you don't see a lot of life there. How they pay their bills, I don't know. Once again, for those who have not been to this area with me on a live stream, I'd like to show you the ferocious Godzilla standing perched above the city of Tokyo, ready to prowl, ready to growl. Eye lasers, feed the zombies. Edwin, I'm one of them. Actually, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. This restaurant here, right over here at the corner, there's always a line. To prove my point that this is a ghost town, Tim Ho Wan is a dim sum restaurant, I believe from Taiwan, and there's always a 2-hour line here. And I think this is one of the very few chains in Tokyo. And it's, how do I put it? Dead? We're now walking back, and you can see the, that's not the Yamanote line. That's the Tokaido line. Wow. The first one of the day coming in. I believe it is. Could be the Shinjuku. What is that line? I always get them wrong. It's a tough one. But you can see between the alleys here, it gets even spookier. Now it's a lot better at between 4:30 and 5, and we're now into 5 o'clock, so you're not gonna get the same coolness. But what is cool are Japanese vending machines. What do we got here? Look at that. There's a whole row of iced coffees. Iced coffee, iced cafe au lait, iced cocoa. That's new. Aquarius has a sparkling variety, which is very unique. I'm gonna stay clear of that Coca-Cola energy drink. Peach flavored Aquarius as well. Aquarius is the Gatorade that Coca-Cola makes in Japan. I was very happy being Aquarius that they named a drink after my birth star, rock. This new Fanta is also quite unusual. It's been around for a month. Socata, which is a Romania, a very popular drink in Romania. That's pretty cool. And look at the screenshots. That looks like Brasov in Romania, or this could be Cluj-Napoca. No, I think that's Brasov. It's a very beautiful city. I've been to Romania 4 times. I love Romania. All right, let's get into this. I was thinking for an iced coffee. But guess what? This Romanian drink is very pleasing to me. Just heard a sound. Oh my gosh, look at this. You were creeping up on me. You creeped up on me, pigeon. I was really freaked out. I thought it was like a zombie with no legs crawling towards me. How you doing, little guy? You a zombie bird? You have red eyes. It's not a good sign. Whoa. Whoa, is that a white pigeon of hope? What? Have you ever seen a white pigeon? This is a sign from the stars. Look at this. This is a sign, everybody. I've never seen a white pigeon. That has to be the zombie pigeon. That's not a seagull. That's a pigeon. If it's a seagull, it's a drunk seagull. Let the record show we found a zombie pigeon. Or a pigeon. It's not a dove either. That's not a dove. That's a pigeon. Doves don't walk like this. It's a ghost hamster. I don't think it's a hamster. Never seen zombie pigeon like this. It's a normal pigeon. I eat one every day, writes in Cody. Cody, what's wrong with you? Actually, I've eaten pigeon too when I was on my travels. So it's like, what's wrong with us? All right, let's get a drink here. This is, oh, okay, there's a Suica. Let me get the Suica because I have it, no coins. I still have U.S. coins in my, on my person. Police always use that expression, on my person. I just thought it'd be a good place to throw it in there. All right, are we trying this one here? All right. Oh, they played a little jingle. I don't know if you heard that. So this drink is brought to you by Edo. Thank you. Daniel, thank you as well. I really appreciate that. Kanai and I, we flew in. Oh, it's nice and cold. I didn't want the coffee. Look at this. Oh, it's nice and cold. It's a little secret that I do. In the winter, I will buy the hot coffee. These cans of coffee are heated. Great, thank you, Edo. I will buy the hot cans of coffee and I'll put them in my pockets. And that'll keep me warm. Oh, we lost the white pigeon. The zombie pigeon. It'll keep me warm. And in the summer, you can buy these. They are so cold. They're like blocks of ice. Let's try this. Oh, we didn't lose the zombie pigeon. I think they're making a run. They're run at me. Look. Ah! No, you stay there, zombie pigeon. What? How'd you get up there? Oh, you got wings. Mush! 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 Hey, mush! Mushy, mushy! Come on, get! This finger will make you move. No! Ah! At least they didn't jump on me. Alright. My hair's had better days too, but it's morning and Sunday. Excuse me. Alright, let's do this here. I can always tell when my brother's around, my younger brother, when I hear the can opening, because he drinks so many cans of pop, as we call it in Ohio. You hear the can opening, you know that he's around. You see behind me, no zombies. Let's try this socata from Romania. Some well-dressed zombies. That's good. That's really good. Wow. Fresh. Fresh. Yeah. Very fresh. You know, when I went to Romania, they always gave me these drinks called a Suica. TSUICA, I believe, and it's one of those T with the weird little tilde things on it. And I wake up in the morning, and my friend's father, because I'd stay with friends when I was in Romania, he would wake up, and then we would get a shot of this suica, and it was so darn strong. It tasted like gasoline, like sweet gasoline. I've never had gasoline, so I can't exactly explain it, but it's very good. Gasoline, suica. But it made you a little bit happy in the morning to have it. And I don't think he would drink, no, he drank a lot in the evening too. Yeah. But it was just an enjoyable little thing in the morning where you'd have like a shot and suica, TSUICA, in Romania is made from apricots, all right? So it's pretty potent stuff. It's like 80 proof. LSG, you can't fight zombies on an empty stomach. Welcome home. Doraemon says hi. Hey Ellis, tomorrow is tonight is the Patreon live stream, and you can see in the picture, Ellis, your block has made it. Your wood block, ukiyo-e wood block. It's on my thing. So thanks so much for that. I'm gonna go get some breakfast. Dave, welcome home, John. Food on Ellis and drinks on me. Thank you, David. I will be getting another drink then. I guess you know what? I'm gonna have to make a. I haven't done a midnight snack run in a while, and we're getting close to 1,000. If we can get to 500 likes, I will do a morning snack run. How about that? How about them snacks? I was gonna say them apples. How about them snacks? Yeah, we get to 500 likes, because we are way short. Let's see how fast we can get there. I will take you to the 7-Eleven around the corner. I promise. All right. This is a 6 a.m. snack run. And it's not gonna happen again, by the way, because I never wake up this early unless I'm editing and I'm just going to bed. This is my going to bed time usually. Yeah, we've had some very long nights of editing in my past. It's funny to wake up at the time I usually go to bed. About this drink that's popular in Romania. George Lopez writes in mayonnaise funds. George, that's hilarious. All right, I'm gonna look for something with mayonnaise. And Coolfire719, Jai John, I'm getting ready to travel to Japan for 1 to 2 years. Wow, studying Japanese in Osaka. That's much better than Tokyo in my opinion. I think that's a great call. Although that their Japanese is a little bit Kansai Ben, which is actually is pretty cool. So you'll learn 2 kinds of Japanese. We visited Japan for 4 months and had a lot of fun thanks to your videos. That's really nice. You're gonna love Osaka. Oh man, I'm actually thinking about making my way there. We're still 150 likes short. Come on. Who doesn't want to go to a convenience store? I'm giving you the chance to enter a Japanese convenience store. I could get in a lot of trouble. You're not supposed to film in there. Just saying. Isn't that worth it? But this drink is really good. Just to break this down, I haven't done a good job of that. There is a really nice bitterness at the end of it. It's sweet all throughout, but a nice little bitterness at the end of it. And that gives it, zombies, that gives it a nice, how do I say, ending. It like a bitter ending. It's 3% fruit juice as well, which is more than 1. It is really hot. I've had better hair days too. I was in the United States for about 8 days with Kanai, and we flew there to visit family. My family rents a lake house there, and I've never been because I'm always in Tokyo. So this year, Kanai and we decided to get on a plane and go across the Pacific and the entire continental U.S. to the state of Vermont, where we had a really wonderful time on the lake, waking up early from jet lag, going to bed early from jet lag, but all that time in between was really nice. So maybe one day we'll go back again. Autumn is a really nice time to be in Vermont. Oh, there's more zombies. Caught on camera. That's like Bigfoot. Do you know the picture where Bigfoot's walking like this and he turns to the camera just for a second? Those guys. All right, are you ready? 406, come on. What's your favorite beach in Japan? Japanese beaches are amazing and overlooked. What is good, less touristy? Upta. What's that sound? You know, I think the best place to go is where Eric Surf 6 recommended, where he lives, which is Enoshima. It's down there in Kanagawa. It has beautiful views over the Pacific Ocean. I've been down there just a couple of times in the 20 years I've been in Japan. That's not enough, really. But I think if you want to go a place that's not touristy, you would go down there. On the weekdays, it really isn't that bad. Zushi is a little bit touristy, but that's where the fun is. But the city of Zushi has kind of cracked down on noise and drinking on the beach and stuff like that, so they've made it less fun. But it's still less touristy than like Odaiba. I don't know. Beaches are not that big in the Tokyo area. I think if you really want to see the ocean, check out the video I did on Ogasawara, the 24 hours all the way out into the middle of the Pacific. That's the best beach. And guess what? If you're a tourist and you're crazy enough to take a ferry 24 hours and waste a day of your time on a boat, you're gonna be rewarded with probably the most beautiful beaches that I've ever seen in my life. Go and check out the episode of the drone shots that I have looking down on the beach there. It is just spectacular because there's nobody there. You have that whole beach to yourself. And you also have to hike there. It takes you like 20 minutes. Oh, here comes the Yamanote line. It takes you about 20 minutes to, what am I saying? 2 hours to hike there. You have to go around, get on a motorbike and go around. John's Beach is the best one. It might have possibly be named after me. All right, let's do this. Zombies. That was pretty creepy. We've seen 2 drunk people on the street. Let's see if we can find a third. They say everything comes in threes. Still trying to figure out who they are. All right, we're like 60 likes short of 500. That's crazy. All right, I'm gonna do this anyways. That is not Peter. Peter is in the United States. There's a 7-Eleven right here. Still eerily empty in the streets of Tokyo. I'm starting to wake up. I left my bike at Ginza Yonshome. I hope it's still there when I get back. I said, look, I'm still holding all of you accountable. I need to get to that 500 like mark. This is audience participation. You have to participate. You have a say. All right, wait, if that's the case, then I shouldn't go in. Should I? Oh, Cool Fire 719 writes in here, Fanta Peach was my favorite in Japan. Whoa, I just walked by that 7-Eleven, and the staff owner guy, he's not an owner, the staff guy looks like he is a zombie. His hair is worse than mine. He's having, as you see him in the background, he's having a worse hair day than me. And he could topple over at any moment. He's been up all night. We should give him something to be happy about, right? I wish I had the kind of cash like Mr. Beast, where I could go in there and just drop off $20,000, like a gold bar. But the problem is that, I don't think he would accept it. I've watched these Mr. Beast episodes where he will go and just give money to people as tips, but in Japan we don't tip. So if you give him a tip to try to make him feel better, what's gonna happen is he's gonna feel insulted, probably surprised. Actually, Mr. Beast, if you're watching, I don't know why you would be watching this one, come to Japan and try your tipping thing here. I just would like to see what happens if you tried to tip. Are we at 500? All right, good. Look at this. Cool Fire, thanks. Aubrey, Cool Fire, Formula Neo, I appreciate the heads up there. Let's do this now. All right, technically you're not allowed to film in 7-Eleven, so this is a disclaimer. I'm not the one filming and you will not see me inside of the 7-Eleven. I'm handing it off to somebody else. Okay, let's see what we got in here at the cash department. This is not gonna work. We got a problem. Houston. Mission control. Cash. Wrong currency. Uh-oh. See, all of you have been super chatting in US dollars. You see what happens? It gets to me in that form. All right, don't worry. I carry one in my sock. All right, let's get in here. All right, let's do this. Ohayou gozaimasu. All right, let's see here. Sandwiches are always good. This one looks good. The pork tonkotsu sando. Wow, that does look good. Unigiri. This one has mayonnaise. Hey, this one has tuna mayonnaise. I might have to get this because we had a mayonnaise request. Oh, this is my favorite. All right. Kimchi Natto in the morning. Just put this one in the basket here. No basket. All right, I'm keeping this in my hand. Kimchi Natto. This is gonna be fun. This is one of my favorite bentos. You see that? The half-boiled egg. Ugh. Beautiful. An egg can be beautiful in Japan. It really can. Another thing that's beautiful to me, because I've been living here 20 years, is tororo, which is a mountain potato that's just been grinded up and made to look like, you know, with okra. These are all neba, like, I don't know, sticky foods. That's really good. It's a great summer food. Let's see here. This is interesting. Check this out. Carbonara with an egg in the middle. Carbonara. This is pasta with the carbonara sauce, and they put that egg in the middle. That's bizarre. It's like a zombie carbonara, just to stick with our zombie theme here. Because a raw egg. All right, let's get a. Do they have any fruit sandwiches? Oh, they do. All right, I'm gonna get a fruit sandwich because. Let's try a fruit sandwich because it's morning. This is good. This is very good. The morning breads here are usually really good. This one is a melon cream melon pan. Typically I would get that, but typically I don't eat at a convenience store. It's not really healthy. But who's worried about that when there's a zombie apocalypse? You just want sustenance, and this would give it to you in a big way. This is a gatsuri taberu sausage dog. So the sausage is kind of wrinkled up. All right, let's get this. Hi, gozaimashita. Hey, no free lunches, pigeon. You're never really alone in the city, but if there was a zombie apocalypse, I bet you it's spread by these pigeons picking at remains and dragging it to the living. I don't know. This is not the first time I have eaten on the streets here. Peter, Joji, and myself came here and we ate about a year ago, I believe it was. All right, let's go do this here. I have a tripod. I'm gonna set this up, and we're gonna have, because you, the audience, liked this video over 500 times, a fruit sandwich and a really delicious natto kimchi unigiri, because you asked for it. Somebody asked for it. I just get the feeling somebody asked for it. All right, here we go. having an awful... This hair's gotta go. It will sooner than later. All right, here we go. Kimchi. Yeah, I'm a big believer of dessert first, but I'm considering this sandwich not dessert at all. I'm considering this sandwich a sandwich. Kimchi Natto. And this onigiri is very interesting. This is not a typical onigiri with the triangles where you have numbers to peel it, 1, 2, 3. And it unfortunately took me like several years before I could open them without ripping the seaweed. And when I did, it was quite a big experience, a big happy feeling. All right, the first thing you do is you rip this label, I believe. Oh, wait, no. Oh. Always follow the numbers, John. See, that's my biggest mistake. I always do it my way. Just isn't always the best way. And then number 2, after you've done that, this label's supposed to still be there. It is already a fail. Okay, all right, I've opened it up there already. All right, now what do we do here? Now see, they kept this log of rice like this. Oh, I got it. Pull this out. Look at this. It's pristine. And then roll this over to the seaweed side. Do you see this? Look at, I'm doing it. And then pull it out. And the seaweed is nice and firm. Wrap it there. Oh. You know, Natto and I have had a long history of fighting one another, but it ended happily with me liking it. This is because in the year 2000, no, 19, I can't remember the year 2000. In November of 2000, I lived in Mito City in Ibaraki Prefecture, the home of natto, and I forced myself to eat this until I liked it, and my friends gave it to me too until I liked it, and I liked it, and now I eat it quite often for breakfast because it's healthy. Anything fermented, that's not quite right. Many things that are fermented are good for you, though nasty. It does smell like feet if you think it smells like feet, but if you think it smells like natto, it's not as bad as if you thought it was feet, which is just nasty. You have to, anything can be, the perception can be changed by your mind. All right, let's do this. Just eat it. I don't have anything to wash it down because I finished that sokata. David's in the house. This is good. All right, natto in general. I think he's getting off of work, the staff dude. Natto in general, when it's put in your face on a camera, looks even more gross. But what I'm trying to say is it's, because of the kimchi, it's not as neba-neba. Neba-neba is the stretchiness of it, this gooey slime. Okra, and then there's some mushrooms that they put into miso soup, and then there's natto. They are like the most neba-neba. And then there's the potatoes. You saw the one, and the tororo, which is also like this neba-neba, like, yeah, you know what this motion means, looking food. I should do an episode on that. But the natto, just the history of it is really neat. But this one isn't as bad. Usually when you eat it, it looks like this big, long spider webs of natto come out, and then it gets all over your clothes. This is true story. The natto you would get all over my face when I eat it, just because it's hard not to. I embraced that slime, and I rubbed it all over my face, and then you can shave in the morning because it's such you get a really nice close shave, and I should probably do that, but the kimchi is gonna add enough of a spice to probably make it not ideal, kind of red. So I'm not gonna do it with this natto. Maybe my wife is cooking something at home. Probably not. She got up before me. If you're watching, honey, I don't need breakfast. Alice bought it for us. True. Ah! I have shaved with natto slime, and I'm proud of it. One note, like with the kimchi, do not put the little mustard pack in it because that gives a little bit of a. Actually, maybe put the mustard pack in it. It gives a little tingle to this to the shaving experience. No, you need the mustard. Now that I think about it. All right, next up is this, the fruit sandwich. Let's have a closer look at it while I devour this. Mmm. I'm not supposed to talk with my mouth full. The mustard is karashi. It's a spicy mustard. All right, let's take a look at this. 300 yen. Well, that was really expensive. Did I pay that? I know you guys paid it. Fruits with whipped cream. $2.90. Boy, this zombie apocalypse is starting to get really delicious. As you can see from the sound of the traffic, Tokyo has woken up. And your reporter here has woken up as well. All right. This is all to all of you. I made a sandwich episode. This is nothing new. We had the great Peter Von Gom narrate it. He did a much better job than what I'm going to do right now. But I edited that episode. The typical Japanese fruit sandwich. Strawberry, kiwi, and a touch of pineapple or peach. The mystery fruit. It does look good. Oh, you see what they've done there? You see what they've done there? There's whipped cream, and I thought it was whipped cream, but no. They've gone deeper. They've taken it to the custard level. And when anything has custard in it, I will buy that for $1. Look at that. Ah! Finger looking good. Here we go. Kiwi fruit first to all of our New Zealand buddies out there. And it's named after kiwi, which is a bird, by the way, just for the North Americans that have never been to New Zealand. I will never get enough of fruit sandwiches in Japan. Surprisingly refreshing. Not overpowering. There's something about the cold cuts in Japan. The ham in Japan, that's the one thing that Japan does really bad at. Cold cuts. Ham in Japan is just, it's not good. Extra cream. And there's tons of other foods here. Oh, no. My wife's gonna kill me. No, that wasn't custard. That wasn't custard. That was margarine. Ah! I hate margarine. They say it's better than butter, but every 2 years, butter is healthier because it's natural, and then 2 years later, margarine takes the upper hand because it's not butter. There's a brand called, I can't believe this is not butter. It's popular for 2 years, until butter came back. Mayonnaise. If they put mayonnaise in here, that would have been really, that would have been really bad. All right, this is the strawberry part of the sandwich. Here we go. Custard. Dear 7-Eleven, I highly recommend you use custard. It might cost 2-3 yen more, but come on, it's custard. Margarine is not custard, it's margarine. End of story. Thanks to 7-Eleven executives for listening to my rant. All right, everybody, I'm taking you back now to my bicycle, which might be gone because it's across the street from a Koban police station. We'll see if I was really There's nobody there though. It was 4:45 in the morning when I started. Nobody was there. Now the city's awake. I can't really eat this. I don't know. Does somebody out there want it? Click the like button if you want this, and maybe I'll ship it to you through Pixels like Minecraft. You can't waste the fruit. I'm gonna just eat the fruit. Is it okay if I just eat the fruit? You gotta ask permission because commenters will often troll you, and there's like 1% of the population that gets really upset with waste. Every single TV show that you've ever watched, I guarantee you, has wasted more food than me when I film my episodes, okay? Just fact. They don't show that to you. Oh, margarine. No! That was pineapple. I thought that was custard. It's margarine. Ah, that fly, get off. Eat it all. You eat it all. Yellow fruit was pineapple. In Japan, zombies are polite. They don't eat you, they just walk by you. They'd rather starve than eat another person. This is why they don't have Walking Dead Japan. The zombies have been around already. They're called salarymen. They walk to work. It's actually quite... Actually, you know what? That would be the best Walking Dead scene. Just do a morning commute at 7 a.m. People are not smiling. There's no expressions on their face. They just walk at an even pace. Nobody's in a hurry to get to work. They're all on schedule. Very, very rarely do you see anybody walking fast because you follow the herd. Everybody's done a walk through here. If you go straight, that'll take you to Shimbashi. This direction we're going will take you from Yurakucho to Ginza. Above us is the Yamanote line cruising towards Shimbashi. Now we're gonna be passing a place that I used to love to go to. They had an amazing beer garden on the roof, but that building was torn down. It was called the New Tokyo Building, ironically. So they tore down the New Tokyo Building and they put up a new hotel. And it's a hotel that I recommend to all of my friends. And I shouldn't tell you what it is because then like it's not gonna be available anymore. But it's right here on the corner. And it's a really nice hotel with a very reasonable price. What a day. It's so bloody hot. How can it be this hot at 6 a.m.? Oh, it's Tokyo. Here's the hotel. Brand new, just finished this spring. It's called the the Gate Hotel. Yeah, this is where my parents stayed when they came for the wedding, for Kanai and I's wedding, my wedding. This one is a new one. This one is in Ginza, Yurakucho, and it's pretty reasonably priced. The location can't be better. The rooms are a little bit tighter, but the view is pretty good, and they have this really fantastic lounge area overlooking the city. So highly recommend that hotel. It's cheaper than the Intercontinental Hotel, but you can't beat this location. In fact, just to give them another plug, because they've done nothing to me, so I don't mind. This wonderful hotel is just across the street from the Peninsula Hotel, which is one of the most expensive in Tokyo. It's up there. The breakfast costs $50. That's how you know. That's how you know. All right, about an hour ago, this intersection was just dead. And now, it's still dead. Oh, that guy's feeding the pigeons. That's a lot of food. So if a pigeon doo-doos on your car, you know where the food came from. Guys chucking like kilograms of food on these pigeons there. Note to all window washers and street cleaners in the city of Tokyo, we found the culprit. It's Sunday morning. Was that you, Oscar? I apologize. I didn't do an all-nighter. I have jet lag. I woke up at 4. I came up with the idea to show you Tokyo when it's completely dead on a Sunday morning, because there's no other time ever that I would wake up this early and and start live streaming. But I'm on like US time and it feels good. So this is a one-off. You will never see this again, ever. Unless another person does it. This is this is where the Sony building used to be. And it's a green light, but I'm gonna take a second here. The Sony building used to be here. They tore it down and they were gonna build another building, but the executives decided to build a park instead. And I believe before the Olympics, they're gonna put something up. I think they're still undecided because this is such a popular decision to create an open space like this in the city of Tokyo. Very well played, Sony. And I have to give them a shout out as well because they're totally dominating the camera industry right now with their full frame sensors. And it makes me wonder if I'm going to be getting that Sony AS7S III, which is probably coming out next month, or another GH6, which is the next GH5, because it's 6. I love the park. I love what they've done with this. So Sony is killing it recently. Doing quite well. Let's follow this lady. Oh, we're 4 short of 1,000. Come on. What is that tree? All right, you got my curiosity. I love trees. Paul from EP. It's a very good quote. It's a very good question. Let's figure this out. The good thing about this park is that, hey, they do have the name of the trees right here. It's from our friends down under. The Botoru Tsuri, bottle tree. Interesting. Wine bottle. Okay. Oh, and you can buy it, I guess. You wanna buy it? Just ask for the price. Interesting. Ginza has many ghosts. It wasn't as bad an hour ago. So this is a bottle tree. Very interesting. They brought these from all around the world, and I guess Sony has power over the Customs and Immigrations Department because I couldn't bring these in. I would have loved to bring some stuff from the US. Plants, wildlife, meat, things like this. You don't want to get in trouble. All right, if you're a tourist coming here, you can maybe do a little bit more. I live here. You don't want to duty in your own house. I learned that from dogs. Dogs will never do that. Well, if they have to go really bad, but I've never seen a dog duty in his own house. So I'm not going to do something crazy like go to the suicide forest and maybe make a video on it. I don't know. I just feel like I work here. It's just a sensitive topic. But I could always change my mind. Let's take a look here. Still pretty quiet on Ginza Yonchome. That's a red light. I'm live streaming. I don't want to get in trouble with the police. Police could be watching. Police are watching. There's cameras all over the city of Tokyo. You won't notice them. Sometimes they're conveniently or stealthily decorated as trees. They're on the sides of buildings, and someone's always watching you in Tokyo. That's kind of creepy to say. So if there was a zombie apocalypse, I'm not saying that there is, the title is not deceptive because it really was like a ghost town in many parts of the city. If there was one, this would be a great place to... I would love to see a zombie episode filmed here. Sunday morning. You have 50... oh no, it doesn't get up... The sun doesn't come up that early in the winter. But you'd have 52... about 20 really good Sunday mornings for a filming cycle. And usually it's pretty clear. You can see the sun is starting to come out. It's crested. There's Wako and Mitsukoshi across the strait. Rugby World Cup, September 20th. All right, there's my bicycle. I still see it. Thank goodness. In Japan, personal belongings, even bicycles, are rarely touched. They'll tag it and wait a while before they carry it away. So you do have a little, they'll tag it, and I guess you have to self-pay the fine maybe, or they just give you a warning. I've never gotten a fine, but here we go. As we make the final approach to the bicycle and getaway vehicle, one last look down Chuo Avenue. And it's not as quiet as it was an hour ago, 55 minutes ago when I started. And the sun has come up. It is a lot brighter. The weekend here in Ginza, look at the other side. There's the Apple store, which is surprisingly more empty than it usually is these days. People are buying less apples. They should buy more apples for deliciousness. Fuji apples. The streets here in Ginza on the weekends, today is going to be one of them, is a wonderful place to hang out. They shut it down from 10, 11? I'm going to say 11 to 5. What's the weather forecast this week? Hot. Just hot. I don't think it's ever rained on this Saturday. I used to do an event for the Edogawa Fireworks Festival, which was held yesterday. All right. I did this event for 11 years because that's where I lived, in a little area called Shinozaki. I really liked it. It's like the countryside of Tokyo. You did Toei Shinjuku line to get out there. And I'd hold a party, and we had the last party, I think we had over 500 people show up. I had 14 massive blue sheets. I took up the entire area. We got so tipsy that I forgot to clean up. So I said, I'm coming back. I say this every year. I'm coming back at 4 a.m. to clean up. But I never get there until 5, and it's already clean because Japan starts cleaning the area a couple hours after the event. It's just amazing how fast that they clean it. But that day has never rained, ever. In over a decade, it never rained, and it didn't rain yesterday. So this time of year is sort of like Golden Week. It hardly rains. Here's my bike. It's a sweet ride. It's got a basket, 20-inch wheels. It's got so much insurance on it that you could steal it, and I could hit somebody, and I have insurance for that too. It's obstacle insurance or something. It's good up to $1 million. So if someone runs in front of my bike, the insurance will take care of it. I've never seen that happen, but there are times where bike riders will speed up and get out of control. I'm not saying that this is one of those people, but people have bicycle insurance. So, especially in Tokyo, you might want to think about having it just because it is a crowded place. And if you are courageous enough to ride in really crowded places, insurance is kind of good. All right, 1 hour. That's my limit today because I got to go back. I'm finished with the next episode of Only in Japan. I guess I could shout it out. I went down to Hiroshima and filmed a story of the atomic bomb with some amazing background footage and a story, a generational story of a man who wants to make sure that the traditions that the past is always remembered, and the information he gets and the reason why is because this is the last generation that will get first-hand information, first-hand stories from their fathers and grandfathers of what happened on that day. And it's kind of sad because we're losing more and more of those people. They're in their 90s, 80s, but they were too young to really remember the flash and the bang and the red skies and the black rain. And I've gotten a chance to interview a survivor. I've gotten a chance to interview someone who went in there to volunteer the services to go and help the day after the atomic bomb. And he gave us his account of what it was like on that day. And it was listening to him, a 92-year-old man who now lives in Saitama, tell me about what it was like to go into Hiroshima the next day to help out. It's very, very real. And that's what I wanted to do with this episode that's coming up. I wanted to take the episode and show you something that a lot of tourists and a lot of other YouTubers might have shown with the Genbaku Dome, the atomic bomb dome around Hiroshima. But what I wanted to do with it is talk to someone who was there and preserve their account. But more than that, I want you, before you go to Hiroshima, to really it's a horrible hair day. I gave up. Just let it go. I want you to feel what the meaning of that atomic bomb dome is. And the only way to do that is to talk to someone who is alive and was there. And it really puts everything in perspective when you look at it. I used to live in Hiroshima, and I loved that city. Lived there for a year, 2001, 1999 and 2001 for 6-month periods. And I really love the vibe of that city. I also answered the question, why don't people in Hiroshima hate Americans? America on December 7th always gets upset at Japan bombing Pearl Harbor. They remember the victims. We remember the people who lost their lives in that tragic thing. But there's always this little bit of hatred for Japan on that day, December 7th. I know I remember because I lived in America for half my life. But in Japan, we don't have that. It's the opposite. And the reason why I explain this in this video, it's a very interesting video, I think. It gives me a lot of insight on questions that I always wanted to ask. I got access to some wonderful people, some wonderful experiences, and I'm looking forward to releasing that video. I believe maybe tonight. I want to do it before the anniversary, which is on the 6th of August. But yeah, I guess the U.S. is the only country to actually use nuclear weapons. I think that some countries tested it in the South Pacific and people lost their lives, but in a war scenario, I believe that the U.S. is the only one. And that's also debatable. I don't want to get into politics. Maybe to stop the war before Russia came in and conquered Japan, or to save American lives in the Pacific, or there were just lots of reasons. Did they need to drop the second one? We don't know. There's lots of questions. I don't talk about that, but I talk about the city of Hiroshima and what happened on that day and what it's like today. What happened? I'm a victim of that hate. It's really, yeah, it's not, yeah, the Pearl Harbor, yeah. We don't hate Japan when we remember Pearl Harbor. Most of the people do not. Most people do not, but there are some people who do, and it's sad to me. And in Japan, on August 6th, when we remember the bomb, there won't be one iota of hatred for the United States, not one person. Because I don't know if they don't blame the United States for that. They blame war, and that's really, I don't know, transcends everything that, I don't know, it just transcends it, right? It wasn't America that dropped the bomb, it was just war. Of course America did it, but they're not angry about it because it's just something that happened in war. I got a lot more to say that in that episode. It's a really well done episode. The music was the hardest part of that episode. Is that Aibo? I haven't seen an Aibo in person. Hold on. That is an Aibo. That looks like an Aibo. That's Aibo. Hey, Aibo. Hey, guy. Aibo, wake up. Aibo, fetch. Attack the people with suitcases. Do it. Aibo, get him. Get him. I order you to get him. Gotta have the app, I guess. Anyone have an Aibo app? I want to get one of those. I don't know why. I don't know. A Christmas present, maybe. Yeah, so I think you're gonna really enjoy that episode. It's coming out tonight. It's done, so it's like 20 minutes long. It's a long one. And then we got a ton of episodes coming out. I have a queue of 5 of them. Should be a lot of fun. Adopt a real dog. Then you have to feed it and stuff. Look, too many people in Japan will buy a dog and then it becomes almost disposable because they don't have time for it. And if you don't have time, like I'm traveling all the time, if you don't have time to give to a pet love, then you get an aibo. You don't get a real dog. I'm just saying. If you're a lonely person and you're busy, maybe you should just, not be busy and buy a dog, or I don't know. I'm lucky I have a wife who can travel with me, but dogs can't travel. They can't travel well with you I can't imagine being a YouTuber with a dog. Are you looking to have kids? These are deep questions. When does this turn into a Q&A? By the way, I want to do the Q&A. I have a Patreon live stream for our supporters on Patreon tonight, which is in 12 hours. No, a little bit more than that, like 15 hours away. So if you want to ask questions like that, go to help me out with Patreon. I don't know. I'm probably gonna get this answer that question now. But there you go, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is Ginza at 6 something in the morning, exactly 6 now, and we are ending the live stream on the chime. And I'm getting the feeling that they're not going to chime at 6 because people are still sleeping. But nobody really lives in this area. Come on, Ginza. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm always happy, and I'm always scouting them out, even the trolls. So leave a question. I do never complain about trolls too much because they watch the video too, and every time they watch the video, they probably have supported the show one way or another. So thank you, trolls. Leave me a question below. I hope you enjoyed this. I will do another morning episode if I still have jet lag tomorrow. I have another idea. Yeah, it might work. It might work. Just depends. It might work. We'll see. And we do have a midnight snack run coming. Have a good day. Have a good night, everybody, wherever you're in the world. Take care, and see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell, and stay away from those pigeons.